independent artist, there is one thing that can be really dangerous to you. One thing I want you to avoid at all costs in this upcoming year, 2024, or let's say whatever time of year it is when you're watching this. This is something I've observed in my own self as an entrepreneur that can really just be like a weight around your neck. It can be like kind of that kryptonite that can end up really slowing you down or mentally just shutting you down, even. And that is overconsumption. Let's talk about it. So, you know how, like, when all you can eat buffets kind of came around, maybe you're not old enough to know when they first showed up, but I remember when they were kind of this new cool rage. It's like, oh my gosh, you can go to this restaurant and just keep going back and eat as much as you want. Well, at first, it seems like it's such a great value and there's so much variety and you can get everything you want until you realize that, man, this is really not healthy for my body. And hopefully, you have learned that and know that maybe all you can eat buffets are things you can do like maybe once a year or when you're in Vegas or something, but not on a regular basis because it's overeating is just going to be detrimental to your health. With a music career, it really can be the same thing in this age of basically on social media. We are being pitched infomercials basically 24/7. So if you're on your phone for an hour, how many ads are you seeing? If Instagram knows that you're a musician, then certainly they are targeting you with a lot of music courses and gurus and advice on how to build your music career. So it's really tempting to say, I'm just going to take all of these courses. I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to follow that person. And while there are some really great, amazing resources out there, there's also a lot of just noise. And so I thought maybe let's talk about the things to really focus on instead of just, being like that drinking from a fire hose analogy. We were just like consuming, consuming, consuming. I've got 5 things that if you just focus on these 5 things this year, then I promise you're going to make some movement in your music career and you won't get overwhelmed with just so much stuff. Okay. Number 1, I want you to focus on honing your craft. I'm talking about your musicianship skills, your vocals, your songwriting, wherever you feel like you're not 100% at your best yet. This can be something really subtle, like I'm already a really good singer, but I really want to get good at harmonizing, something like that, where you just are ready to expand your palette of sounds. If you're a guitar player, you've gotten some serious noodle stuff down, but you really want to learn how to play rhythm guitar better. Or as a producer or a mix engineer, you're like, I am really going to focus on how to de-ess the vocals. That's something I've had to do over the years so many times. It's like, okay, I'm finally getting good at this. Now my next focus will be on this. And just honing your craft in one very specific area will help you stay focused on what you know that you need to improve on. Number 2 is your brand. I know I'm always talking about your brand, but this really is the very most important thing as an independent artist, which reminds me, I do have a very awesome Building Your Artist Brand workbook. It's totally free. There's a link in the description below. And it will walk you through the process of kind of assessing your personality, thinking about colors, thinking about outfits, thinking about styles, and just everything about your personality that you want to include in your artist brand. This is a really important process for musicians and independent artists and even bands to go through so that you are standing out. You're not just blending in and, looking like and sounding like everybody else that's making music today. Number 3, I want you to focus on building your infrastructure. Your infrastructure is everything such as your website, an email list building software like MailChimp. It's having your EPK ready. So if you are wanting to reach out to the press because you have an album coming out, there is something called an EPK, which is an electronic press kit. This should have your bio. This should have photos. This should have, your tour schedule. That is something that you can also have on your website. And if you do not have a website yet, please check out Bandzoogle. I do have a link in the description below that will give you a discount with Bandzoogle. I think it's like, what is it? 15% off of any of the free plans on the first year. So totally check out Bandzoogle, grab your website, and they have everything. They have that EPK feature, they have email building list feature, they have also the website hosting, and so many cool artist specific type of features that you need. And number four, what I want you to focus on is making sure all of your business registrations are taken care of. I have the releasing music checklist in the description below. Man, I am just full of giveaways today. But what this is all of the things that you need to do to make sure that you're properly registering your songs in all of the right places, because there are a few, and that you're crossing all of your T's and dotting your I's. Make sure you grab that. And number five thing that I want you to focus on this year is nurturing your fan base. Now that you have your infrastructure in place, you can start collecting emails. And I want you to just commit to at least one email a month where you're corresponding with them. You're adding value into their lives, whether it be more music or stories about your music, things that you've learned in your life that bring them closer to you. Nurture that fan base and pull them into your world. And I promise you, you're going to have a better year this year as an independent artist. That's it for today. I hope that you grab all of the cool free things, and I hope you sign up with Bandzoogle and get your website going. You absolutely need that. All right, I love you guys. Happy New Year. See you soon.